One of the more exciting new features in VoxCommando version 8.75 is the addition of events. So in this tutorial, I'll explain to you what events are and give you some examples of how you can use them. Events show up in the history window with an icon that looks like this, a calendar with a 9 on it, and then the name of the event. So this vc.on indicates that VoxCommando went into listen mode. Off means it's gone into read mode. vc.loaded is triggered when VoxCommando first starts up and has finished loading all of your commands, because that can take some time sometimes if you have made changes and you have a lot of music in your library. And then there's the focus command, which changes whenever the program that is currently in focus changes. So if I open my computer, you'll see that it's generating focused.explorer as an event. And now we're back to VoxCommando, focused.voxcommando. When I click edit, the vc.openEditor event is triggered, and I like to use this because when I'm editing, sometimes I forget that VoxCommando is listening to me. So I can add to the Vox off command. You can see that I've already got the amulet off event here. This is for with the amulet remote. When you lower the remote and the microphone turns off, it'll actually trigger VoxCommando to turn off. But I can also put this event in here so that when I open the editor, VoxCommando will stop listening, and I'll demonstrate that. So you can see as soon as I clicked edit, it went into off mode. When this event was fired, this action was executed. Okay, what else can we do with events? As I said, the amulet remote triggers events. I'll just demonstrate that. I'm holding the amulet remote now, and I'm going to lift it and lower it. So the reason that this is useful, more useful than the old way, was that in previous versions, Vox would do a set number of actions when you lifted the remote, when you lowered it. Now you can customize it to do whatever you want. If you want it to adjust the volume on your system when you lift the remote, you can do that. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. Events can be triggered by a lot of different things. You can use TellVox to trigger events. You can use Event Ghost with any remote to trigger an event. So if you push a button on your remote, you can have that trigger an event. And the events can not only trigger things, but can also contain payloads, which are information that you can use in an action. So for example, XBMC, when I play a song, here I'm going to clear this history window just to make it a bit easier. When a new song starts playing, it triggers the media change to audio event. And you can see when I mouse over that event that it has two payloads. It has the name of the song as the first payload and the name of the artist as the second payload. So I can use this information if I want to use text-to-speech to announce when a new song has come on, and I'll show you how to do that. Start by creating a command. And instead of creating a phrase for this command, we will use the XBMC media changed audio event. Now you could also trigger it with a phrase, like if you look up here, my Vox commands, listen can be triggered by any of these phrases or by the amulet remote. If there's any events in a command, the icon will change from a regular command icon to an event icon. There's a small bug where this doesn't show up right away until you save and reload it. So here you can see that the icon has changed. Okay, so here's our XBMC new song command, and it's being triggered by this event, but it doesn't do anything yet, so we have to go into the command builder, and we will create an on-screen text, and we'll say now playing payload 1 by artist payload 2. And I'll copy this and I'll do the text to speech as well. And I'm going to do a full restart just to be safe. Now I'll start playing a new song.
Now playing Little Tragedies by artist Huxley Workman. Now playing Clever Not Beautiful by artist Huxley Workman. Now playing Dirty and True by artist Huxley Workman.
Okay, so you get the idea. What's happening here is, by the way, this icon means that a network information is being sent to VoxCommando, and it'll analyze that, and in some cases it'll generate an event. The information is being sent through the network by XBMC. It's generating this event, and then because we've assigned that event to a command, it's then generating these actions. Now another event that's really going to be very useful for advanced users is the focused event. Anytime a new program comes into focus, it'll generate a focused dot program name event. So if I open up Chrome, it generates a focus.chrome event. We can use these to control what commands are active, so that if you say play, depending on what program is running, it'll know what to do. You may use the play command for XBMC, but you may also want to use the play command for MediaMonkey. Now we have groups that are either, groups of commands are either on or off, and if they're off, and then they're marked red here, then it won't listen for those commands at all. It won't recognize that you're saying those commands. And I'll demonstrate that. I'm actually going to open up our help, generate help menu, and I'll just go down to get song info. Here you can see we have a very simple command, show song info. This is a part of the XBMC get song info group, which is currently off. Show song info. You can see it has no idea what I'm saying. Show song info. But if I turn this group on, show song info, then it recognizes the command. Doesn't do it right now because we're in standby mode. Now, how do we combine these two things? If we go back to our history and open up our editor, we'll see here the groups that are on and off by default. The difference between these green check marks and red X's versus the folders that are either green or red is that the ones that we set in the command tree editor using the enable disable function indicate what state the group will be in when you first start VoxCommando. So the default state every time you restart the program. Whereas these ones indicate the current state. So I have it set up to not have XBMC commands active until I'm actually running XBMC. And we need to create a command that will turn all of those groups on when XBMC gets the focus. So we'll create a new command called XBMC got focus. And we'll take the focus.xbmc event and assign it to that command. Then we'll go into the command builder and we'll create an action, enable group star, which means that our parameter will be treated as a wildcard. So any group that contains XBMC will be turned on. And you'll see when I execute this event now that all of these groups will turn on. Now I'm going to clone this event. I'll call it Chrome got focus. Normally you would use something that like Media Monkey, but for the sake of demonstration I'm going to use Chrome. And I'll select Chrome to get the focus event to show up. And I'll drag that over to this command. Now what I want to do is I want to use disable group star. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to save all and close and do a full restart. Show you the groups, and I will focus XBMC. And then I'll focus Chrome. Browse movies. Browse albums. Browse albums.